So my name is Manuel. I'm leading business development at High Mobility. So I'm happy to guide you through our high mobility journey today. So High Mobility itself, it's a software company based in Berlin. We are focused on personalized vehicle data, which means we integrate data interfaces from various OEMs and provide this data, especially personalized data, in a standardized API to data customers, service providers, and not only from a technical side, but also commercially within standardized car data terms. At the moment, we have already live data from Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Mini, and we are about to integrate several other manufacturers at the moment. So here you can see how basically our ecosystem works. So we integrate the individual data interfaces of the car manufacturers, and we take that and develop a data adapter for each of them. And based on that, we are able to provide a unified API to our data customers. So they only have to consume our API to get access to cross OEM data. So in this regard, we are acting as a neutral server and also car data marketplace between the car manufacturers and service providers which like to use the data for their own products. On the left-hand side, you can see, let's say, some of our main cases, main target groups. Today we've already heard, let's say, a huge variety of potential data use cases. What I have listed here, those are basically our main use cases with the highest demand at the moment. And I would like to describe those main use cases in a bit more detail to you. Yeah, so starting with the first one. So we are working with fleet operators, logbook applications, and of course, they are interested to, let's say, monitor the status of their vehicles, status of their fleet, and they would also like to, let's say, keep a driver's logbook. So that's a use case, technically rather simple. You have to track the mileage of the car, let's say, tracking the GPS location, and then you can already, let's say, keep the driver's logbook. Simple use case, but very high demand and well possible with the data set we already provide today. Next one, so large target group, large customer group of High Mobility are insurances. So as we have already heard today, one, let's say, very common use cases, for example, pay as you drive. But insurances are also using car data to automate, for example, their claims management processes. And they can do that by, for example, using accident data. So that's very helpful to reduce manual effort within the insurances and, of course, also save costs. Yeah, more and more relevant is e-mobility. So I personally come from, let's say, the e-mobility world, and that's for us also one of the main target groups. And we are working with e-mobility service providers, utility companies, and they mainly use battery data and range data from the car to optimize, for example, route planning, or also notify drivers about the current state of charge. Also, one of our most important use cases is maintenance. So either proactive maintenance or predictive maintenance, depending on the data you would like to deal with. So both fleet operators, garage networks, but also dealerships are, let's say, interested to track the vehicle health of their customers and, most importantly, inform their customers about any maintenance issues or any potential upcoming maintenance issues. And that's nowadays also already possible with the data sets we get from car manufacturers. So in order to provide and enable those mobility services and insurance services, we have developed a protocol, so that's called the AutoAPI, which defines at the moment around 300 data points. That's basically the translation of all those individual OEM data formats into one unified protocol. That's just what our data customers have to consume to get this cross OEM data. And based on this protocol, our customers can consume our data and get access to the data platform. And before retrieving real data from, let's say, cars from the street, they can just try out our free sandbox environment. They can get access to technical documentation, and they can play with our interface, but also use emulated cars for first data testing. So they don't have to start with real cars. They can use virtual emulated cars on our platform to build their first prototypes, their first product versions. Afterwards, of course, they can switch to production mode and start retrieving real data from vehicles. And that's what attracts our data consumer community. Now, most importantly, we are focusing on open source. So all of our SDKs we provide to data consumers are open sourced. Now I would like to show you how the mobility platform looks like. So here on this picture, you basically see the starting page. So after registering, you will enter this page here. So that's basically the starting page of mobility. So currently we are here in our sandbox environment, so-called develop mode. And you see those different other tabs for production mode and also learn section. So as an open platform, we provide all technical documentation online. So you can see here our interface descriptions, but you can also use sample applications. Back to the develop mode. So here you can really play with our sandbox environment. I just opened a car emulator. So that's a virtualized car from a developer perspective, like a car next to you. So quite an easy entry to test with car data with virtual vehicles. So you can consume this mock data we provide into your own system, into your own backend or own application, and do your first prototypes. And you can also use simulations, data simulations. So I just started a predefined simulation. So that's basically a recorded vehicle journey we provide and we got from OEMs. But you can, of course, also individually configure those data simulations according to your needs. So you can really specify what should happen with the vehicle in each second. And in this example here, you can simulate an accident. So that's basically an event feature we offer. So you can say, okay, in this specific second, I would like to simulate an accident, for example, to test my claims management process. After you've tested enough, you can switch to production mode. That's where you can really consume the real data. So now I just create first application. In this case, for example, an e-mobility application. And I'm interested in especially e-mobility relevant data. So then you can select, for example, a predefined data set for a charging use case, or you can also individually select the data points you need. You will always see which data is available for which OEM, and you will, of course, also always see what it costs for the different OEMs. Now, after you have selected your needed data points, you can fill in your technical information about your system, about your application, and then submit your application to us. And we then do a verification process, meaning we have to verify the agreed data purpose and also GDPR compliance. And then you can basically start getting the consent from your customer and using this live data for your own services. Our platform itself is designed in self-serve mode, which means from first registration on our website to playing with our sandbox environment using the emulators to final checkout, it's everything online. Also the car data terms you can agree to online, so there's no paperwork necessary. You can all tasks, let's say, do on the platform itself. Good. Yeah, all in all, we as High Mobility, we are a very, let's say, data consumer, very developer-oriented company. We focus on open technology and also invite you to just test out our platform. So it's quite easy. The sandbox environment is always for free. So very easy entry to test with virtualized, or let's say with personalized car data.